Welcome to a special edition of Checker Nation. I'm Mark.
And I'm William.
And we're here at Headhunters, everyone. Today is the decision, the announcement that the Supreme Court is getting to make on Proposition 8.
I think that
He's somewhere in the crowd. David, are you still wanting somebody to come and announce it to the crowd?
we're at Headhunters, and we just found out the decision from the courts. Basically, the court upheld the decision of the Prop 8, 6-1, and we're fortunate here to have Jerry Sloan, one of our active gay activists, I guess you can say that. Elders, you know, here, and we have Mark here, of course. So, Jerry, what's your feeling on that?
Well, I'm extremely disappointed. I was pretty confident that we were going to win this. Watching the arguments last when they had them on television and everything, I thought the justices were kind of leading Ken Starr about the power of the people. You know, we were founded as a democratic republic, which means we have representatives, and direct democracy was what the founders feared. And this is a perfect example of what our founders feared, of the emotions of the majority taking away rights from the minority. And it's a very disappointing ruling, because the justices, in effect, particularly the four of them, have overruled what they gave us to begin with.
Do you have any questions for Jim?
Yes, I also want to say what a sad day here in California. Jerry, it's like, I mean, tell me this, do you think one day it will be legal for two people of the same sex to be married?
Oh, under the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, yes, that's where this fight has to go now. I mean, we're certainly going to take it to the ballot, as has been said, but as far as the equal protection of the law, all these constitutional amendments that have been passed in the other states are unconstitutional, because they deny equal protection to the citizens of this country. To begin with, the Democrats are dragging their feet on other gay legislation, Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and repealing DOMA, which is, you know, something that's absolutely needed for the 18,000 couples that are still legal in California, so they can get their federal benefits.
So for a simple majority votes from the people to have this kind of like a ban, I mean, how does it give you the fear, you know?
I'm not afraid, no.
Well, we're happy to have Jerry here to kind of, you know, analyze for us. And we have Tina and Jade here, of course Mark here, to talk to us about their feelings and their expression of the ruling.
You know, we expected 50-50 chance that it was going to be upheld, and here it is. All it is another step back for us and 10 steps forward. This is not the end of the fight. This is just the beginning, because it's going to be easier to mobilize our people now, because we have passion, more passion.
Sure. How about Jade?
You know, the immediate reaction of disappointment, of course, but like Tina said, it turns right to action and getting everyone that we have here today mobilized and out on the streets and ready to make it happen.
Well, like I mentioned to Mark before the ruling even happened, I said, good or bad, I think we should, as a community, be together. And how is this going to, you know, affect our community, and what do you foresee is happening?
This is a motivator. This is the biggest motivator that we've had since the AIDS crisis, where people really mobilize and get out on the streets. This is a message about come out. Come out and talk to your friends and your neighbors and tell them who you are and how you live. And I'm your neighbor. I do my laundry. I mow my lawn. I am just like you. I have children and aunts, jobs. And, you know, I think that this is the big message, is that we're going to be more mobilized than ever.
You know something? I'm just shocked. I'm really shocked. I thought California normally is the state that takes the lead. And to see 5 other smaller states just... I'm just so disappointed.
And to use the documentation that our Supreme Court provided in that fight, and then for them to say, no, we're gonna overrule our own ruling. It is amazing.
I saw a bumper sticker that was, remember when we were cooler than Iowa?
Oh yeah.
Remember.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's just a sad day here in California, but this is going to push us to get out there and fight, and the gay community is going to bring us a whole lot closer together.
Now, with viewers around the world and across the country, like people who are on the sideline for a while and want to step in, what can they do to help?
EqualityActionNow.org. You can sign up there and then you can get updated. But really, you can just search for anti-Prop 8 groups, sign up, and get into the groove. And then the biggest secret for any activist is just show up. You show up and you stand shoulder to shoulder with someone, and then the next thing you know, you're involved and you're holding signs and you're empowered to create change.
Anything to add, Jade?
I think the only thing I would have to add is utilizing the younger generations like myself who have never had anything taken away. Literally, we've never had a right taken away. So looking at people who have been fighting their whole lives and saying, it's our turn. It is our turn.
We live in a leisure life.
Exactly. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, thank you both of you guys, Tina and Jade. And we have Amanda here. Just kind of describe yourself. Like, why are you here?
This doesn't directly affect me. I'm not gay. I'm not getting married, but a lot of my friends are very upset. I'm standing here watching people cry because they're having their rights taken away. I myself broke into tears because I have to watch these people and these children cry because their families aren't considered valid anymore.
It's very sad because normally California is the progressive state, and today, wow, is very embarrassing. The only good thing, a decent thing that came out of this ruling is that the 18,000 people, their marriages are still validated.
But I think the most important is to have people like Amanda, who are from another different perspective, kind of understand we're just regular people trying to seek love and acceptance.
Well, I think one of the funny thing is also I think a lot of the times their cause has a reverse effect because I was raised Baptist and I couldn't understand how God could be so hateful, how God could judge like this, how God could just create people a certain way and then tell them that they're not good enough and that they have to change and go against their nature. And I left the church for quite some time, and I'm finally starting to come back around to realize that there are people here now that support us and that believe that God is love, plain and simple.
And you know something, I left the church for the same reason. When I turned 18, I stopped going to the church that I was brought up in. And the other thing is just going to make us stronger.
We're glad that Amanda's here to support our cause and and send an even more powerful message out there beyond our community. So
I shed my tears for you. So.
And thank you for being part of this. Thank you.
Oh, you guys are making me cry now. We have here from an interfaith group.
I'm Reverend Lindi Ramsden. I'm with the Unitarian Universalist Legislative Ministry in California and also part of the sponsoring committee of California Faith for Equality. California Faith for Equality is a group of 6,000 faith leaders who fully support the civil rights and freedoms of people to marry in California.
How do you feel about today's ruling?
I feel very saddened and troubled. I feel sad for those same-sex couples who so much want to have the opportunity to marry at the time of their own choosing. And I feel troubled that our Supreme Court believes that our Constitution is so frail as to be able to allow a well-funded and, in my personal opinion, deceitful campaign to lead to a fearful majority vote that would take away the rights of a minority community. I think that puts all of us at risk, not just the gay and lesbian community. And what we have today is a decision about a civil arrangement, not a religious arrangement. And one of the things that was most difficult about the campaign was the implication that if marriage were allowed to be sanctioned legally for same-sex couples in California, that somehow that would in any way infringe upon the rights and responsibilities of any religious community. Every clergy person knows that you have the right and responsibility to decide who you're going to marry in your congregation. And there have never been challenges to Catholic clergy who have been attempting to make their own decisions about who's allowed to be married in their church. The same, in the more conservative Jewish communities, every clergy person has the right to decide who they're going to officiate at, and they're not going to be challenged by the state. So this is about civil marriage versus religious marriage, and civil marriage absolutely is a civil right and should be available to everyone.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Okay, again, thank you, and we will have more.
The separation of the Bible and the Constitution.